Hey everyone, welcome back to Anxiety Art Adventures. Today I'm going to be doing a WIP and Chat challenge. Mrs. Coffee has challenged fellow YouTube creators to do a WIP and Chat, which consists of working on something, diamond painting, coloring, paper crafting, whatever you're doing, for an hour. And I agree with a lot of other content creators. There are not enough WIP and Chats out on YouTube. There are a lot of unboxings. I'm guilty of that because I have a lot of diamond paintings to show you. And there are a lot of flip throughs of coloring books and things like that, which are great, and people, want to see those too. But it seems that there are more of those than there are WIP and Chats. So I'm going to make it a goal for myself to try and do probably one WIP and Chat a week. I might add it to my current schedule. Right now I upload on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays are generally coloring related. Thursdays are generally diamond painting related. So I might add in another video during the week for a WIP and Chat. Gonna try because I like WIP and Chats, and I really enjoy listening to other people's WIP and Chats while I work. Now I come in here in my art room in the evenings for about an hour to 2 hours and try to diamond paint or color or do, something creative. It could be even me coming in here just sitting and flipping through coloring books to try and figure out, okay, do I want to color or do I not want to color? Am I going to use markers? Am I going to use my colored pencils? Eventually I'm going to use my colored pencils again. I know I am. I kind of feel it. I go through cycles where I don't want to use my colored pencils. I do. I want to use markers. I don't, everybody goes through cycles of things they like to do. So eventually I'll get back to that, especially since Kirby Rosanis is coming out with a new book in the US in March. I know it's already come out in the UK. I'm so excited. I love the new book. Love it. It's awesome. So yeah, so today I'm going to do a WIP and Chat. I'm working on Stand By Me by Star Or. You guys have seen the video. I explain why this painting is important to me. It reminds me of my last dog, Alex. So, and it's not very big. It's only a 40 by 50, so it shouldn't take me too long, I hope. So anyway, just wanted to give you a brief intro and tell Mrs. Coffee thank you for challenging all of us to do a WIP and Chat. So I'm going to have this WIP and Chat for at least an hour and try to do more of them. So anyway, hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope you enjoy this WIP and Chat. Hey everybody, welcome back to Anxiety Art Adventures. Oh, I need to turn my light back up. Hold on one second. Okay, now we got some light going. So how is everybody doing today? Today I am doing the WIP and Chat challenge that Mrs. Coffee has asked people to do if they want to do it, and I think it's a great idea. So I am going to do a WIP and Chat today. I am working on Star Or diamond painting. It is a 40 by 50. It's called Stand By Me, and this reminds me of my last dog I had, Alex. I showed pictures of her on my live on Saturday. She was a fabulous dog, and I miss her very much every day. So this really makes me think about her. So anyway, I'm going to start breaking out some drills. So what's everybody working on today? Hopefully you're having a relaxing day. I am working on this section down here. So I'm going to pull off the parchment. I do use 5x5 parchment squares, and if they don't fit once I work down the page, I just cut them to size, so they do fit. Yeah, so that is what I do. Okay, so I'll talk to you about my day that I've had today. Today is Tuesday. You aren't going to see this until Wednesday or Thursday. One of the two. Wednesday or Thursday. Anyway, today is Tuesday, and I actually got up with my husband at around, it was probably around 8:30 this morning. And as a lot of you know, I have not been sleeping very well. Just stress and anxiety has been kicking in this past week. So I've been trying all kinds of different things to um, try to get me to go to sleep. I've tried different types of sleepy time tea. I've tried melatonin. I've tried so many things. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I just can't get to sleep. My problem is I force myself to go to sleep when my husband goes to bed, which is usually around 1 a.m. And I get in bed and I play my Candy Crush because, don't judge. I'm on like level 1,700 and something. Uh, I've been playing it for years, you guys, years. So usually I play that for about 30 minutes and then I get sleepy and I just go to sleep. Uh, this past week, nope, hasn't worked at all. I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, I know why. It's because of my anxiety. But like, I feel like in the last couple of days, my anxiety has diminished quite a bit. So I should be able to sleep, and I'm still not able to sleep. So I'm not real sure what's going on. But anyway, so I'm trying different things. Um, but last night I got in bed at like 1:30, got on the Candy Crush, did that for a little bit, turned off the Candy Crush, and normally if I'm still awake, I'll look at the news. Now, guys, don't look at the news because on my iPad, you read a news article, and at the bottom, after you've read the news article, there are all kinds of other news articles that they think you're gonna like. And of course, I'm like, oh, gotta click on that. It'll only take me like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and read this. You know, 3 hours later, I'm still looking at my iPad. And as of recently, the only reason I've stopped looking at the iPad is because my battery's died. So, yeah. But yeah, don't look at the news. I've been looking at things about the coronavirus and politics, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's a never-ending vicious cycle. So just don't do it. Don't do it, show. Don't do it. So yeah, but anyway, I got up this morning. I went to bed at like, I think I finally fell asleep around 4:30 in the morning. Woke up at 8:30 with my husband. Got up, took care of the dogs, fed them, let them out. I went in and checked my email and all that good stuff and made sure my YouTube videos were uploaded that I had scheduled for this morning. And then I went and, washed my face, straightened my hair, all that good stuff. I take my showers at night before I go to bed, so that way I don't have to worry about it during the day. Um, and I actually went out. I went to the grocery store and got all kinds of stuff we needed and ran some other errands. And actually, I got home at 11:30. I was like, oh my gosh, this is usually what time I'm waking up. As of recently, because I haven't had a lot of sleep. So now it's like, okay, what do I do with the rest of my day? And honestly, I've been catching up on videos. I haven't been watching a lot of videos recently. I don't know, I haven't really been in the mood. Does that make sense? And it's no offense to anyone. I mean, I watch a lot of people's videos. No offense to anyone. I love everybody's videos. It's just, I just haven't felt like it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But anyway, so I watched a few videos this morning when I got back from the store. And then I was like, I'm working on this diamond painting anyway. I might as well go ahead and do the WIP and Chat challenge. So it's like, okay, let's do this, sugar. Let's do this. So that's what I'm doing. All right, so today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about growing up in a car dealer family. I don't know how many of you know this, but my dad owned a car dealership for many, 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 many years. It was my grandfather's dealership, and then my grandfather passed away when I was 6 years old. My dad's dad. When I was 6 years old, he died of lung cancer, and my father, and it was a quick. He wasn't sick very long. It was quick because back then it was 1976. I'm sorry, 79. And back then they didn't have all the technology that they have now for preventative measures. So basically back then when they finally caught that you were sick and figured out what it was, I mean, basically it was too late. So yeah. So anyway, so my dad took over the dealership when my grandfather passed away, and that's another interesting story. So my dad's dad, he passed away in 1979, as well as my mom's dad passed away in 1979. He was had Alzheimer's and dementia, and it was not good. The really weird thing is that they both died the same year, the same month, 1 week apart, at the same hospital. So, my parents went through absolute hell in 1979 and had both their fathers pass away at the same time. And I can't imagine. I can't imagine having to go through that and having to, take care of everything that comes along with that. I don't know. It just baffles me. And I know it's happened to other people as well. It's just, wow. And I honestly think that was a large reason of why my parents got divorced shortly thereafter. I think it was just the stress and having to deal with that kind of situation. But anyway, so so my dad took over the dealership when my grandfather, he actually started taking it over when my grandfather got sick and was put in the hospital. And he took it over like gangbusters. And the good thing about what my grandfather did, and my dad did the same thing, and I'll get into that too, but he made my dad go through every single department of that dealership and work in every single department so he could fully understand the ins and outs of the dealership, which I think is fabulous. Like my dad cleaned bathrooms. He worked as a mechanic in the shop. I mean, he worked in the body shop, sales, finance. I mean, he did all of it back in the back with, bookkeeping, service. I mean, just you name it, anything that had to do with the dealership, my dad learned how to do it. And I think that's fabulous. You really don't hear about that these days. Of people that, families that take over businesses, I don't see it. Some people may, but from what I've seen of family-run businesses, it's not done that way. So anyway, so he learned all the ins and outs of the business, and I can't explain to you guys, and it's not because I'm biased, because it's my dad. He is one of the most just intelligent, savvy business men that I have ever met. And he has worked really hard to get to where he is. And yes, he is very well off. And he's earned it. He has earned it, and I'm very proud of him for all of his accomplishments. He took that one dealership and he ended up opening numerous other dealerships throughout his career, and did really well for himself. So I'm really proud of him. So my sister and I worked for him off and on, and we learned different areas of the business. So my prime area was sales and marketing. And I did, I learned other areas of the business. I worked in the body shop for a little while. I did the books in the body shop, and working with the insurance companies. When people, brought in their damaged vehicles, I had to, work with the claims. And that was interesting. You met a lot of interesting people, I'll tell you that. A lot of interesting people. So, but primarily I worked in sales and marketing, and I worked on a lot of his online inventory. I was the internet sales manager, so I was in charge of basically updating all of the inventory on his website as it rotated out, and running specials on the website and getting people to come in to the dealership. I'd have to call people, email people, whatever it took to get people in. And the cool thing about my job when I worked for him was, once the people came into the dealership, they got handed off to a salesperson, and that salesperson would take care of the the test drive and the delivery of the vehicle. My job was strictly getting them in the door, because I was focused on the the technical side of things with the website and social media and that kind of thing. So I was on a flat rate salary, whereas the salespeople, obviously they were on commission. So I really enjoyed that job. The thing I didn't enjoy about it was I worked directly for my dad, so I only answered to him, which I didn't agree with. Working in a family business is really hard because everybody that works at the business thinks that you, as a family member of the owner, they think that you get special treatment, which, let me tell you something. With our family business, I did not get special treatment. As a matter of fact, I probably got worse treatment than other people that worked there, because it was really important to my dad that people didn't think that way. And he wanted people to see that, excuse me, that my sister and I were hardworking, and, we were earning what we did. So there is that stigma, though, of, oh, you're the daughter of the owner, and, you get to do what you want and all of that, yada, yada. Well, not true. Not true. Believe me, not true. So, so my dad and I would disagree on some things from time to time. And you know me, I'm very in your face, very blunt. I'm going to tell you how it is, and I'm not going to make an exception with my dad. So, and of course, I would do it behind closed doors in his office and be like, hey, you're not listening to me. This is how you need to do things, and this is how you're going to be successful with, the internet stuff. And hey, just sit down and listen to me. Shut up and listen, And it was always not good because, sorry, my computer needs air. I'm drinking this is iced coffee, actually. It's very, very yummy. So let me give my computer a second to settle down. Yeah. So anyway, we would disagree. And, I would pull the whole, because at the time I was like in my early 20s. I thought I knew everything, yada, yada, yada. You know how you are when you're in your 20s. You think you're just hot shit. And I was wrong on a lot of things. And, I'll admit that. And he was wrong on a lot of things. And now he admits that. He wouldn't admit that back then. But now he admits that. So yeah, but I did. I really enjoyed. Oh, I messed that up. I really enjoyed working for him. Looking back on it, I enjoyed working for him. I mean, we had one time where, um, it's a long story and I'm not really going to get into it, but we had a really solid disagreement about how some things were being handled, in a certain department that I was working in. And he didn't believe me when I told him that, the books were getting cooked and the numbers weren't really what was being shown to him. He didn't believe me, so I marched my little ass into his office and I was like, you know what? F you, I'm done. If you don't believe me, not to mention the fact that I'm your daughter and that I have proof of it, I quit. And he was like, "Oh yeah, well, blah blah blah," and then it was like, "Well, you're fired." Nope, nope, I quit. I quit before you did it. So that was not good. Neither one of us handled that very well. And after the fact, of course, we apologized to each other, and he knew he should have listened to me and looked at all of the information that I had and etc. But yeah, my point is, it is very difficult working in a family business. So I went on to do other jobs with marketing, and I did publishing. I was a project manager for a company working with publishing magazines. It was a lot of fun. I did the project layout, so I was in charge of laying out the magazines, how they looked, and working with advertisers, and that was like probably the most fun job I had. I had a lot of fun with that job, but as you know, print went, bye bye. Jeremy can understand what I'm saying about that. I'm surprised Jeremy's still able to work in an actual printing press. I think that's awesome, because there are few and far between. But yeah, that was a really cool job, and I enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun with that job. And then after that, I went to, where did I go after that? I went to like I don't want to say it was an insulation company, but it was like it was kind of, and I was their marketing manager there. And that just didn't work out because the person I was reporting to was a VP, and he didn't understand marketing and just wouldn't, like, nothing was getting done because he didn't understand what I was trying to do. And it just, anyway, I was there for like, I think 2 or 3 years, and then I left there, and then I went to Estes, which is a large trucking company. Y'all might have heard of it. Excuse me. And I had a blast working at Estes. I really did. I was a project manager for them, on their internal corporate side. So any other department that, sorry, I need to look for a color. Any other department that needed projects done. I mean, it was me and like 3 or 4 other people that were in charge of that. But we had some really cool projects. Like, one of them was, oh my gosh, now I'm not going to remember his name. He's in the NASCAR Truck Series. I'll think of it in a minute. But anyway, he actually came to where we worked, and they had his truck out in the front. We had this big event with all the people. Like, it was open to the public, and it was really cool. It was really cool. That was a fun day where we got to just spend the whole day, with the driver and his family. And yeah, it was Burton. It's Jeb Burton. That's who it was. Yeah, Jeb Burton. So yeah, that was a ton of fun, and I got to sit at the table with with Jeb. Um, while people signed autographs, basically I was in charge of making sure people didn't you know, hang out too long, or, if he needed anything, or, you know, basically just helping him out. So that was fun. That was a lot of fun. So we did fun stuff like that. And the cool thing about Estes too was, so they're a trucking company. So if they get shipments that are denied, or if they're refused due to damage, um, Estes will take the shipment back, and they have a warehouse, um, where they keep all of the, damaged or refused shipments, and they let the employees purchase these items at a discounted rate because they've already filed a claim, and they're trying to, negotiate the loss of the shipping. So they let once a week they would let all of us go into the warehouse and actually shop, and they set it up really cool. It was like a almost like a little grocery store. I mean, they had all kinds of stuff, like cool stuff. Like they had one time they had a four-wheeler, like generators, gun racks. I mean, all kinds of stuff. And then they had a section in the back for like food, like canned items, bagged items, candy, um, just all anything you could think of. They had clothing, anything you could think of. So that was really cool. So once a week, me and my friends that work together, we would go and basically go shopping. And I mean, buying stuff like really, really inexpensive. Like I got, what was that? I remember I got like a pack of, what was that? A pack of notebooks, like, just regular college ruled notebooks. It was like a pack of 6 of them for like $2. Or pens, like a pack of really nice, writing pens for like $1. So, I mean, just awesome. Just loved it. Now, it was only the employees that were allowed to go. You could bring your spouse, but that was it. So I took Adam a few times, and he had fun. He found some cool stuff that he wanted. I mean, they had all kinds of tools and like, computer stuff, and you name it, they had it. I mean, and at like lamps, rugs. I mean, the bad thing was, of course, you had to fit it in your vehicle. It's not like they were gonna ship it to you. And you never knew what they would have week to week because they didn't have anything up on a website. I mean, they just didn't. It was okay. Here's what came in for the week. It was really cool. So that was a fun place to work, and I left that job to try my hand in real estate, and that was a big mistake. My husband and I were trying to sell our house at the time, and our house, we lived down in the city of Richmond, in the nicer side of Richmond, and our house was a 1940, I think it was a 1947 brick Cape Cod. It was about 1,500 square feet. Wasn't very big, but it was nice for the two of us, and it had a nice yard. We fenced it in, and we added a shed, and we did a lot of work to that house. The house was made of plaster on the inside, so we had a lot of that redone with drywall, and we had plumbing redone. Oh my gosh, so many things. We added on a screened-in porch to the side of the house. So yeah, we did a lot of work to that house. But the problem was, the house was in a really good area and a really desirable area. However, it was on a main road. So we did have a side driveway off the main road, so you could park. You didn't have to park on the street or anything. So we did have a driveway off the side, but that was like the biggest deterrent. People just they loved the house. They didn't like it being on the road. So anyway, we went through 2 real estate agents, couldn't sell it. We're 6 months in. I'm like, I really want to sell this damn house and get out. And yeah. Anyway, so we found a real estate agent who told us that he could sell the house quickly. Now, what that meant was we'd have to come down on our price, which at that point I was okay with, as long as we still made a teeny tiny bit of money, at least walk away with, not having to owe anything on it. We were at that point. So anyway, he did. He got the house sold, and we I don't want to say we became friends, but we kind of did. Like, we would hang out with him and his wife, and anyway, we started hanging out with them, and he offered for me to come and work for him. And at the time I was like, oh my gosh, that'd be fun. And the job was a closing manager. So what I was in charge of would be basically he had 3 other agents that worked underneath him. And I was in charge of basically all of the paperwork when when one of the agents sold a house. So, like, I'd have to go through, the inspection, the DocuSign. I'd have to go to the lawyer's office and meet with the clients and be there for the closing. I mean, it sounded like it would be a really cool new thing to do, Now, keep in mind, at this time, and I'm all over the place today, but my dad had sold his dealership in 2014. And in 2014, instead of him holding all of my sister and I's inheritance money until he died, he decided to give that to us now on an annual basis. So, which is fantastic. I mean, that's very rare, and I'm very grateful every day that he did that for us. It's changed our life, and I'll get to that later. But anyway, he had sold the dealership in 2014. So, to be really frank with you, I didn't have to work. And I did because I just had that I feel like I have to. I feel like if I don't work, I'm just going to be a lazy piece of shit. So I felt like I had to keep working, okay? So I finished, I put my notice in at Estes. I put in a 3-week notice because they needed lots of help. So I stayed and helped them out. And then I went to work for Cabell, who was the real estate agent. And that was in, when was that? That was in March. Let me think. March of 2015. And I had to go to a class at night. While I was working at Estes, I had to go to a class at night and for my real estate license. And that was hell. I would work all day, and then I would grab like the fastest like Subway or some kind of sandwich, rush to this class that started at 7 p.m. And went from 7 to 10 p.m. 4 nights a week, and then drive home, study, because you had to study, and then get up and go to work, be at work by 8 a.m. So it was rough. It was kind of rough. But I got through it, and I took the exam. That was fun. I had to get fingerprinted, so now The government has my fingerprints. um, yeah, so I got my real estate license. I passed on my first try, which apparently, from what I've heard, is not an easy thing. And it was a hard exam. I'll tell you that. Um, I mean, you definitely had to study for it, but I did. I studied and I passed. So, got my real estate exam. This was in March of 2015, and started working for Cabell. Oh, all I'm going to tell you guys is it was not, I didn't sign up for what I had to go through. And I am not bad mouthing anyone. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to tell you that it was not what, the job was not what I thought it was going to be. And it's the only job I have ever gotten up, packed my shit, and walked out of. And I would never do that. I was raised that you don't do that. You always have another job before you go, before you leave a job, et cetera, et cetera. And the only reason I did that was because I knew I had my backup from my dad. And I had had enough, and emotionally, I couldn't do it anymore. And physically, I mean, I would work all day for him, leave the office anywhere between 6 and 7 at night, come home. I would have to be available to emails and texts all throughout the night. My husband got to the point where he was like, this is not working at all. I mean, I would be getting phone calls at 11 o'clock at night, and, Adam's like, no. And I was very stressed out. It was a very high stress job. But, I mean, it was something different, so I tried it, and it didn't work out. So anyway, so that was when I stopped working, was in July of 2015. That's when I stopped working. And honestly, every day I'm grateful for what I have and the fact that I can do what I want to do. The other reason that I stopped working, I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I actually had, I started having chest pains, and one day I got them so bad that I went to the ER. I thought I was having a heart attack. I really did. And they were like, no, it's stress. It's stress related, and you need to knock it off. And then I did a follow-up with my primary care doctor, and it took him looking me in the face and saying, okay, you need to find a different occupation. If you don't find a different occupation, you are not going to make it to 45. That is literally what he told me. He said, you will be dead before you are 45 if you keep up at this rate, at this stress level. He said, because, there's too much. And not to mention the fact that on top of the stress level was my anxiety, which those two do not go hand in hand, y'all. Nope, don't go very well. So it was the best decision I could have made for myself. And you know what? My family agreed with me. Adam supported it. My mom supported it. My dad was a huge supporter of it. He was like, yeah, you need to just take a break and do what's best for you. And if it's not working, great, don't work. And for a while, I volunteered out here where I lived at a place called For the Love of Animals in Goochland. And unfortunately, that shelter shut down because the lady that ran it, she was older and she wanted to retire. And she and I talked about me taking it over, but then again, I really thought long and hard about it, and that would be back to the stress level again. And there's a lot of emotional aspects that go into running a shelter. Having to tell people no or turning people down that are trying to bring you animals because you don't have room for them. It was a small shelter, and we only kept, dogs and cats, and we didn't have a lot of room. I think we could keep 12 dogs, and I think it was 6 cats at a time. So, I mean, it was horrible to have to turn people away. And we did work with other organizations to try and, help people, um, find homes for these animals. And we had people that fostered, and it was it was a rewarding volunteer job, and I'm glad that I did it. I did it for a couple years, but at the same time, I don't think I could do that like the rest of my life. I just don't. I don't think I could. So, um, yeah. So I did do that for a little bit, and I've looked at other like possible volunteer things to do. I did volunteer as well at it's at the Goochland Free Clinic out here where I live, and I worked at their clothes closet. Basically, the Goochland Free Clinic is a privately run, all run by donations. Um, it's for people that are having issues, the homeless people. We find, temporary housing for them. We have doctors that volunteer medical services for them, dentists, like my dentist volunteers for them, um, domestic abuse help with psychiatrists, psychologists. I mean, all kinds of wonderful, wonderful um, um, avenues for people in need in this area, and it's a fabulous program. And I worked at their clothes closet, which helps clothe people. And on the program, they can come in and purchase clothing, on their credits, and they get a certain number of credits based on what the government program allows them to have, based on their family size, their income, etc. So it was a very, very rewarding job. However, it was very physical, and it was a lot of picking up heavy boxes and bags of, people donating clothes and shoes and books and you name it. Yeah, so we would have to go through, pick all those up because people would leave them outside the door. Pick all those up in the morning, bring them in, sort through them, um, you know, fold, hang up, carry boxes. And it was a lot of physical labor. And I just got to the point with my back where I couldn't do it. And I looked for other opportunities within the same organization, like something behind a desk or something clerical that I could do. And unfortunately, and I didn't know this, but um, those are only paid positions within the company because due to HIPAA laws, privacy laws, like they don't let volunteers see anything about any of the patients, and I fully understand that and respect that. I didn't know that when I inquired about it. So anything that involves paperwork where you're going to see information, they don't let any volunteers do that. And they didn't have any paid positions available. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just stop volunteering and just, give you guys a check to donate. And we have a family foundation that we donate money to a lot of organizations here locally as well as not locally, like the American Red Cross. I've added onto our list, hopefully it'll get approved, the National Institute of Mental Health, So my family does a lot of charity work, and I'm really proud to be a part of that. Big donors with the SPCA, uh, you know, all kinds of different organizations. So yeah, we donate to that through the foundation. So that's a good feeling. That's a good feeling when you know you're donating to a good cause. So yay. So yeah, so I haven't actually worked, like actually gone somewhere and worked or volunteered for, it's probably been about 2 years now. I'm having a hard time trying to find somewhere I can volunteer that isn't physical labor, because any of the shelters or anything to do with animals, it's a lot of physical labor, like cleaning out cages and rooms and walking big dogs and just stuff I just can't really do with my back issues. Same thing with a horse rescue organization. I wanted to go volunteer at a horse rescue farm, and I can't do it because what they need done is mucking out the stalls and cleaning up pastures and stuff that requires physical labor. So it's a double-edged sword. It really is. And you guys, I'm not a people person, but when I get into a volunteer situation, it's like a switch goes off in my head where I'm like, I'm helping this person and I want to do this. And I am happy to help them. But if I was in like just a regular retail job situation, I don't think so. Because people don't appreciate what you're doing. I don't think people in any job, I mean, to be honest with you, get enough recognition or appreciation for what they do. I know I didn't while I was working, and all of my friends pretty much feel the same way. In a volunteer position, I mean, maybe not all volunteer positions, but in the volunteer positions that I worked in, they made it very apparent of how grateful they were for you to help them. And every day they would say how much they appreciated, what we were doing. And that's a good feeling. And honestly, that's all anybody wants, in my opinion, is just some gratitude for, hey, I'm trying to help you and with whatever you need, and you're welcome. Is that bad of me? I don't know. I don't think it's too much to ask for someone just to say thank you. But yeah, so if I could find like a volunteer opportunity that wasn't so back-breaking, I guess you could say, I'd jump on it in a heartbeat. But like I'm not gonna go and just work a retail job or where I have to deal with people that people you know what I'm saying, people. I don't think I've never worked a retail job. I don't think I would last 5 minutes. That goes in the trash can. Found a trash trail. Yeah, I don't think I would last 5 minutes. I really don't. What about you guys? What kind of jobs have you had that were not fresh? I would love to hear about them. I really would. Because yeah, I've had a few. I worked at a telecom company. Oh, that was horrible. I was their corporate trainer, and I would have to travel quite a bit and show people how to use basically the green screen system. It was called Aptus, the Aptus 400, and I would have to train people on that, and it was yikes. Some people just had no business being being there. I can tell you that. So, but yeah, no, I've been really fortunate to be in the situation that I'm in, and I'm very grateful to it. To my dad, to be honest with you, he's he's done a lot, and I'm glad that he's now finally able to enjoy some of the things in life that he wants to do. Like, I mean, they're traveling, him and my stepmom. They're traveling all over the world, which is fantastic. They get to see so many really awesome places and do a bunch of cool things, and um, yeah, he deserves it. Definitely deserves it. So yeah. So that's just a little bit about me. Um, Probably more than y'all really wanted to know. I'm just really rambling today, but that's what a whip and chat is, right? So you can chat while at work. But yeah, I had a very fun a fun work history, that's for sure. Yeah. I met a lot of cool people, I will tell you that. I met some really cool people. Um, oh, when I was working for my dad, I don't know how many of you all are familiar with NASCAR. I used to be big into NASCAR, I know. You would have never thought that about me, right? But I was a huge Bobby Labonte fan, and he drove the Interstate Batteries car. And this was way back in the day. I'm aging myself, but anyway, huge Bobby Labonte fan. He actually came to the dealership. My dad was like, okay, who should we get to come to the dealership, do an event? I was like, oh, you need to have Bobby Labonte come to the dealership for sure. And I didn't think he'd be able to get him there. Oh, he got him there. And let me tell you something. I have a picture, and I'll have to take it out. I don't know where it is now, but I have a picture of me with Bobby Labonte. And y'all, he is so short. And they have to be because, it's that you can't be really tall in a NASCAR vehicle. I mean, you just can't. So yeah, he was so short. So here I am in my like cocktail dress and my heels next to Bobby Labonte, and he like maybe came up to my shoulder. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. But he was so nice. He was so nice. Basically, same thing as with Jeb Burton. I was in charge of making sure, I was sitting at the table with him while he signed autographs, and, getting him drinks or showing him where the bathrooms were. And I mean, he had a bodyguard with him and all that stuff. But yeah, that was epic, you guys. I was like on cloud nine. I was like a kid in a candy store, and I was trying so hard not to let him see that, but obviously, he was like, he kept asking me, he was like, are you okay? Like, uh-huh, yep, uh-huh, yep, I'm great, awesome, fabulous, fantastic. And he was like, it's okay, you can relax. He kept telling me that. He was like, you can relax, it's okay, it's all good. Like, you know, but, but, but it's you. Oh, it was funny. It was funny. He laughed, and we laughed, and after that, I got to relax a little bit. But yeah, you know how it is when it's like somebody you followed for a long time and like a celebrity kind of status. You get excited, and man, did I get excited! And what's funny too is, and I'm just diarrhea of the mouth right now, but when that event happened, my boyfriend at the time came to the event, and he was there and got to meet him and stuff. And let me tell you something, I totally ignored that boy. Oh, I ignored him. I was all on Bobby Labonte the whole time. I was like, nope, I don't want nothing to do with you. Get out of here. I was so rude to that poor kid. It was horrible. We didn't last very long, but None of mine did, honestly. I got bored. I would get bored too easily with boyfriends. Like, it was hard to keep me entertained. I don't know. I was difficult. I was difficult. So anyway, so that was a fun day. That was a fun day. And then they had like an event at night for just the employees of the dealership and their family. And Bobby Labonte came to that too, so that was cool. That was really cool. And let's see, what else? What else did we do fun? Oh, when my dad did his grand opening, he moved his dealership um, to a better location. And when he moved it, he did a grand opening and got to meet the governor at the time. That was cool. And the mayor. So, yeah, it was cool. My dad knows a lot of people. A lot of people. And I've met a lot of cool people because of him. And he's involved in a bunch of different organizations around where we live. So he gets tickets to a lot of cool things. So we get to sometimes piggyback off that, which is fun. Like last year, we got to go see Tina Fey at the Richmond Forum because he wasn't able to go, and he was like, "Oh, I've got these tickets. You gotta go. You gotta go. We're gonna be out of town." I was like, "Oh, okay." It was fabulous. It was fabulous. We got to eat dinner with her and then go to the forum and listen to her talk about how she got to where she was in the acting business and her career. So that was actually really cool. Yeah. So that's a little bit about me. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put the puppy cam on. Oh my gosh, I'm a horrible person. Puppy cam. Puppy, go get in your bed. Go, get in your bed. There you go, puppy cam. Aww. What do y'all think of the puppy cam? Do you like the puppy cam? Do you think it's silly? I don't know. I mean, I like it. It's cute. Blue's just going to put his back to you. Oh, boy. So, yeah. So, I'm thinking about... Oh, kill me now. I'm thinking about trying a stamped cross stitch. I don't want to do regular cross stitch. I am not good with counting, and I am not good with small, teeny, tiny things. As I sit here and work on diamond painting, I know. But needles and I just, no. We just don't get along. So, I figured if I got a stamped cross stitch, not beaded, stamped cross stitch. If I got a stamped cross stitch where the pattern was already there, and I just have to, sew in where the pattern is, I'm willing to try that. But I have no idea where to start. I have no idea what to look for, what to avoid. I have no clue. So I've got some research to do and some people to talk to. You know who you are. So you're going to be getting an email from me. Yes. Yeah, so I might try that. We shall see. No promises. Not going to promise anything. So yeah. Something different. And I've been seeing all kinds of people do crocheting now. And I have crochet stuff. I tried to crochet many years ago. I love doing crochet, like doing it all the way across. It's when I get to the end and have to loop and come back around, a corner, I cannot get it to work, to save my ass. And it frustrates me to no end. It's like, what am I doing wrong? So I don't know. I've watched tutorials. I actually had one of my friends come over and like try to sit there and show me how to do it. And maybe I'm just not coordinated enough. Like hand-eye coordination. I don't know. I couldn't do it. I could not get the turn to work, and then the loops weren't right, and oh, it's very frustrating. But I still have all kinds of yarn and crochet hooks, and I have all that stuff, y'all. All that stuff. So maybe I should try that. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a whip and chat of that. I can do a whip and chat of me going across a row and then trying to make a turn, and y'all can see what I'm doing. That might be an idea, right? All right, let me know in the comments below if you want to see me attempt that. And if I get enough of those, then maybe I'll do that. Because I have everything I need. I've got the yarn and the hook, so I could do that. I could do that. So I want to tell you, yesterday was 71 degrees here in Richmond, Virginia, and today is 68 degrees. What is happening right now? It is February. Usually this time of year, we're getting a blizzard. We've been snowed in for a week before in February. So what's happening? What does this mean? Asking for a friend. Yeah. So, I mean, I actually had, no kidding, I actually had like bugs and moths on my outside light last night on my deck. What? What? And that doesn't bode well, because that means that it hasn't, I'm pretty sure that means it hasn't gotten cold enough for all of the like tick and flea eggs to freeze and die. So it might mean we're going to have a really bad flea and tick season, which I'm really not looking forward to. But I think I've told you guys before, we get it's a organic spray for our backyard that you hook up to the garden hose, and we have to get like 3 or 4 bottles of it because we have, the backyard is like half an acre. But we spray that, and that really, really helps. And it smells like spearmint. It's really nice. And it's not toxic to the dogs at all. You put it on, and you don't let them outside for like an hour. Let it, let it dry. But yeah, it keeps all the yuckies, minimizes all the yuckies. So yeah, that stuff's really good, like that. And of course, we have a creek that runs in our backyard, so we have like really bad mosquitoes in the summer. Yeah, it sucks. I don't like mosquitoes at all. Don't like mosquitoes. But yeah, living out here is really nice. It's a big change from living in the city. Basically, we live in the country, but I can drive, and get somewhere within like 5 minutes. So it feels like it's out in the middle of nowhere, but it's really not. 10. So yeah, I do like it though. Sorry, I'm counting. It's quiet. It's peaceful. Everybody in this neighborhood has been super nice. I haven't met one asshole yet, to be honest with you. Everybody's been really, really just nice. Whereas we had some pretty nasty neighbors where we lived before. We had some nasty ones, and then we just had some weird ones. Just some straight up weird ones. So yeah. But yeah, we definitely like it here. Eventually we're going to have to downsize the house because the house is just too big for the two of us. And I got this house because my mom lives 2 streets down. I know you guys, if you follow my channel, you know this. But I wanted to be close to her for some personal reasons. And we found this house that was 2 streets down from her. I was like, yes, please. Thank you. And it's all one level. It's just, it's big. It's like 4,000 square feet. So it's way bigger than what we need. But again, I keep saying this, it's close to my mom. And my mom and I are very close. I talk to her pretty much every day. So, yep, that's too many on my thing for that. So yeah, but eventually we'll look at downsizing. Whenever my mom sells her house and moves into like a condo or something, we'll probably do the same. Look at downsizing. I don't know if I'll get a condo. I'll probably get a smaller house. I don't know if I want to deal with, neighbors right on top of me again. Not a fan of that. Wow, I am really zipping along on this bottom section. I've gotten this whole bottom section minus this part done. And this part is AB, so I always save that for last. Wow. I don't even know how long I've been talking. That's kind of cool though. I'm just kind of running my mouth. And again, I mean, if y'all don't like it, guess what? You can just click off of it. You don't have to watch it. Oh yeah, so did I tell you? I don't remember. I got fried chicken for tonight. I'm so excited. I don't normally eat anything fried. I try to be really careful with what I eat. But I saw that they had just pulled it out of, I watched them on the first round when I went by them in the grocery store. They pulled it out of the fryer and they were putting it out into the cold section. So I knew it was fresh, and so it'll be good. That'll be good. All right, so look, I got all of that section done. Yay me! Yay me! I'm really excited to work on this diamond painting. It has a lot of meaning to me. So yeah, I might have been bad today. I got some emails that I really didn't want to get. With Diamond Art Club, you can put a notification on their website. If there's a diamond painting you want that's sold out, there's a little button underneath that sold out diamond painting that says notify me when back in stock. Okay, Laura doesn't need to click that button anymore. Because I got an email today of 2 diamond paintings that came back in stock that I have to have. One was Serafina, which I've tried to get for months, and they've been sold out. So that came back in stock today. And then, what was the other one? It was the sparkly, oh snap, hold on, I'll tell you. It's the sparkle tree. I can't think of it, and I don't feel like looking it up. But it's like a really pretty tree with like a dark blue background. I think it had the word sparkle in it. Hold on. Did it? Well, yeah, Serafina was back in stock. And what was the other one? I thought I got emailed of it. But I guess not. Anyway, there were 2 that came back in stock, so yeah. Yeah. So I'll have some unboxings to do for you on those. I don't know if I'll do the Serafina one. I know a lot of people have done the Serafina one, so I don't know if I'll do that. But yeah. Let's see, what was it? It was Serafina. Hold on. I'm gonna find it because now it bothers me. So we're gonna look under, I think it was abstract. Under abstract? Let's see, hold on. Pretty sure it was. Just talk amongst yourselves. I'll be with you in just a moment. One moment, please. Oh, come on. It's got to be under abstract. It was like a really cool, yeah, Winter Sparkle. Winter Sparkle. This one. That one. Do y'all remember that one? Can y'all see that? Winter Sparkle. I've wanted this one for so long. Had to get it. Had to get it. And then the other one is, like I said, Serafina by Micah Jelena. The one with the real pretty, the three girls. Sorry for the glare. Yeah, that one had been out of stock for a long time too. And originally I thought that was a square diamond painting, but it's not. It says it's a round. It's got 49 colors round with 2 ABs. And it's a 55 by 73. So, yeah. So I got that one too. Because they had been on my notify me list for ever. Oh, I need help, y'all. I need help. I need help. Anyway. Okay, so I'm going to do this last little section down here, which is an M. And then I'm going to need to get up and move around, and we'll call it. Yeah. And I do have, I have one coming from Treasure Studios Art. It's just, it's been delayed because of, you know, the Chinese New Year and then the whole coronavirus thing. Which, again, y'all don't watch the news. You don't want to watch the news. No. So I am perfectly fine. That canvas from Treasure Studios Art can take as much time as it needs to. Yeah, it will get here eventually. I'm thinking it'll probably get here around the middle of February. Late February, something like that. I am okay with that. I am excited to get that one. That one is absolutely gorgeous. And all those new artists, oh my gosh, with Treasure Studios Art. Oh my goodness. Yikes. I was just like, oh, like, how awesome. How awesome was that? If you guys haven't seen the new artists for Treasure Studios Art, go check out Patriotic Beauty. She put a video out showing the new artists. And of course you can go to Treasure Studios Art website and check out their information. I'm sure they have images up on their website now. Yeah, just beautiful, just awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Fantasy. If you like fantasy, yeah, I do. Very cool stuff. So definitely check them out. Okay. So look, I've gotten a lot of this done, you guys. I am actually pretty impressed. I don't think it's going to take me too long to do this. Probably like, you know, a year. Let's say. I'm kidding. It's not going to take me a year. It'll take me a little bit, but... Because again, I only do this... I do this when I record a WIP and Chat. And I do this in the evenings. You know, after dinner, I'll come in here and, you know, work on this for a little bit, you know. Normally no more than a couple hours. And then I get up and do something else. So I really don't do this very often. Or as much as people think I might do it. So anyway, I hope you guys have a lovely afternoon. This has been a joy. You've learned some things about me that you probably didn't know about. So yay. And you got to see little Blue sleeping. Jabba is not in her hut. I don't know where she is. So anyway, I hope everybody has a fabulous day, a fabulous week, and remember to always smile more than you cry, give more than you take, and love more than you hate. Thanks, guys. Bye.